The National Electrical Code, or NEC, does not explicitly require that three-phase range conductors be installed in Conduit. However, there are several code sections that may indirectly require it. NEC Section 350.3 states that conductors entering or leaving enclosures not provided with busbars or terminals shall be protected against physical damage. In such cases, the conduit would provide the necessary protection against physical damage. There are pre-assembled cables available that meet the requirements for three-phase ranges without the need for conduit. These cables typically consist of firstly 3 ungrounded, or line, conductors. Secondly, 1 grounded, or neutral, conductor. And thirdly, 1 equipment grounding conductor. These cables are listed by Underwriters Laboratories, all for use as range cords and meet the requirements of NEC Sections 350.3 and 350.3b. While the NEC does not specifically require conduit for three-phase range conductors, it may be necessary in some cases to ensure compliance with NEC Sections 350.3a and 350.3b. However, pre-assembled cables that are listed for range cords can be used without conduit. To elaborate on the requirements, let's consider scenarios. If the three-phase range has a terminal block or busbar designed for direct connection of the conductors, and these terminations are adequately protected within the appliance enclosure, then conduit may not be strictly necessary. However, if the wiring method exposes the conductors to potential physical damage as they enter the appliance, then a protective conduit system would be required. The selection of appropriate wiring methods, including conduit, is also influenced by the environment in which the range is installed. The cable should be sized appropriately for the load, in accordance with NEC Table 310.16, ensuring the conductors can safely carry the required amperage. The equipment grounding conductor within the cable must be properly connected to both the range's grounding terminal and the grounding system at the electrical panel, in accordance with NEC Section 250.134 and other applicable sections in Article 250. Ensure that the overcurrent protection for the circuit, such as a circuit breaker, is correctly sized to protect the conductors based on their ampacity as per NEC Section 240.4. It's crucial to use the correct type of termination for the conductors, especially for aluminum conductors, which require terminations listed and labeled for aluminum, in accordance with NEC Section 110.14. In summary, while the NEC offers flexibility in wiring methods for three-phase ranges, the primary concern is always safety and compliance with the code. When in doubt, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrical inspector or a licensed electrician to ensure a safe and code-compliant installation. This will prevent potential hazards and ensure long-term reliability of the electrical system. Choosing the correct wiring method is important, but equally important is the proper installation and termination of the conductors. Remember that electrical work should only be performed by qualified individuals who are familiar with the NEC and local electrical codes. It is also important to note that the NEC is updated every 3 years, so it is essential to stay up to date on the latest changes. Always use the most recent edition of the NEC when performing electrical work. In addition to the code requirements, there are also safety considerations to keep in mind when working with electricity. Always turn off the power at the circuit breaker before working on any electrical equipment. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses and gloves. And never work on electrical equipment when you are wet or standing in water. By following these safety precautions, you can help prevent electrical shocks and other injuries. In addition to ensuring compliance with the NEC and following safety precautions, it is also important to use high-quality materials and components. This will help to ensure the reliability and longevity of the electrical system. Use only UL-listed products that have been tested and certified for their intended use. Use conductors that are sized appropriately for the load and that are rated for the temperature and environmental conditions in which they will be installed. Furthermore, the selection of a suitable wiring method should also consider the accessibility of the wiring for future maintenance or modifications. If the wiring is concealed within walls or ceilings, Conduit can provide a raceway that allows for easy replacement or addition of conductors without disturbing the building structure. Choice of wiring method should also take into account the voltage drop in the conductors. Longer conductor runs can result in significant voltage drop, which can affect the performance of the range. Conduit allows for the use of larger conductors to minimize voltage drop, while pre-assembled cables might have limitations in conductor size. Before commencing any electrical work, a thorough inspection of the existing electrical system is essential. This includes verifying the capacity of the electrical panel, the condition of the wiring, and the availability of a suitable grounding system. If the existing electrical system is inadequate or outdated, it might be necessary to upgrade it before installing a three-phase range. Another critical aspect to consider is the coordination of the electrical installation with other trades, such as plumbers and gas fitters. The location of the electrical wiring should be coordinated with the location of gas lines and water pipes to avoid potential hazards. The electrical wiring should also be installed in a manner that does not obstruct access to other building systems. Proper planning and coordination are essential for a safe and efficient installation. A well-designed and installed electrical system can enhance the value and appearance of a building. Furthermore, it's crucial to ensure proper labeling and documentation of the electrical installation. Each circuit breaker should be clearly labeled to indicate the equipment it serves. A wiring diagram should be prepared and kept in a safe place for future reference. Proper labeling and documentation can save time and effort when troubleshooting or modifying the electrical system. It's also advisable to conduct a thorough testing of the electrical installation after completion. By carefully considering all of the factors discussed above, you can ensure a safe, reliable, and code-compliant installation. Remember to consult with qualified professionals when in doubt and to prioritize safety at all times. Always remember to properly size the conductors based on the ampacity of the range, as indicated on the appliance's nameplate. Rigid metal conduit, intermediate metal conduit, electrical metallic tubing, and flexible metal conduit are all common options, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. Ensure that the conduit is properly supported and secured in accordance with NEC requirements. When pulling conductors through conduit, use a lubricant to reduce friction and prevent damage to the insulation. Avoid overfilling the conduit, as this can make it difficult to pull conductors and can also reduce the ampacity of the conductors. When terminating conductors, use the correct type of connectors and terminals for the conductor material and size. Ensure that the connections are tight and secure to prevent overheating and arcing. When grounding the range, use a dedicated equipment grounding conductor that is sized in accordance with NEC Table 250.122. Connect the equipment grounding conductor to the grounding electrode system at the electrical panel. Verify the continuity of the grounding system to ensure that it is functioning properly. When working with three-phase power, be aware of the potential for unbalanced loads. An unbalanced load can cause voltage imbalances and overheating of equipment. Distribute the load evenly across the three phases to minimize unbalance. Always prioritize safety and follow all applicable codes and regulations.